So the next question obviously is, so who is the book written for? Is it for your clients? Is it for students? Is it for practitioners? Is it for CEOs?
Yes, it is. It's written actually for 3 separate audiences simultaneously, and that was done with intention. Realize that when you go to, if you're talking to people who are just getting started, they truly need to know what is everything that I need to bite off and chew. They're the minority now, whereas 5-6 years ago when we were thinking about writing the first book, Return on Sustainability, people didn't really need to know, or they didn't know as much as they knew today, and you didn't go to conferences where everyone had been doing stuff. And so I figured that the students that are just coming out of the college and people that are really just getting started, people in the Midwest, they need to know, how do we go from A to Z? But I really wrote it for two other minds. One was the CEO or the people in the executive team that truly wanted to integrate sustainability within their company, but didn't know how. And they knew that and I was struggling with this because currently we have a client where the CEO and CFO said, we totally want to do this. We want to integrate sustainability through our entire company. And so we're like, great, we've got top management's blessing, they've signed a contract, and 6 months later, they're like, yeah, we still don't have recycling. And you're like, why is this happening? You guys are in charge of your company. What is going on? So I wanted to write, here's how you do it for that CEO. But the third group, which I think is the bigger group, are for those people who've started on sustainability, they've maybe done a few carbon footprints, a couple of sustainability reports, but they've stuck, they've gotten stalled, they've capped out at a certain point, and maybe they're starting to see their efforts slide backwards. Whereas the first couple of years, everyone would show up for an Earth Day event, and then now all of a sudden it's getting harder and harder for people to show up. So really, I thought this really needs to be a handbook for the people that are in the trenches every day trying to make sustainability work, and what are the fundamentals they need to put in place, and then how do they drive the value creation, and what are the actual tools and techniques that other practitioners have used to get over many of the problems. Because when I was facilitating an event, actually Molly Ray and I were joking about this the other day, we were down at Sustainable Brands in San Diego, and it seemed like when I was sitting with 30 different CSR directors, there were about 12 or 15 of the same issues that kept coming up over and over again. And I thought if I could take who's solved those issues, put that down on paper with the case studies from my client work, we'd really have a guidebook, a blueprint for people to do it. So it's written for all 3 of those audiences. And it's written also in a way that if you're someone who's been doing sustainability for a while and you get what you already know, you can skip around the book and just pick out that chapter or that case study you really need. If you're trying to learn it from A to Z and you're just getting started, you read it, cover to cover. Or if you're someone who's been working but you realize, oh, we need to go back to some of the fundamental issues and get management support or really engage our stakeholders, there's really some techniques in the way the book is written to have you go back and pick out exactly what you need so that you can get over the hump and then go forward and make your next step.